2 men in base, 1 out. Rest in peace, Frankie. This is the Deuce After Show.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hi, you guys!
Hey, everybody! Deuce,
new music.
Deuce,
kind of.
Deuce.
I'm kind of happy, but I'm sad.
I know it was a sad episode.
It was a sad episode. We lost Frankie. Welcome back, you guys, to the Deuce After Show. I'm your host, Louisa Martino, joined by the drama HBO expert, Alexis.
That's me. Hi, guys.
And tonight is a very bittersweet, if you're just tuning in, this is the Deuce After Show, Season 3, Episode 4, They Can Never Go Home. Such a great title.
Yeah.
And, it's bittersweet. We have a lot to talk about tonight. But before we dig in, I do want to say that we have a live chat. And I think, it's starting to pop.
Yeah, we got some people in there. I love that y'all are talking to us.
Positive vibes, you guys. Positive vibes only. And we have a fun special segment for you guys. We have some news and gossip. We're just ready. We just love this show so much. Tonight was tough. So I came in today. You were already watching it. I had watched it at home. So what's your overall take? Because I saw your eyes when you were looking at, Frankie get shot and all of that. So overall thoughts on the episode?
Yeah, I was really enjoying the episode. Things are kind of going good. Some things are being uncovered. People came back home to visit. It was their birthday. Everything seemed happy. And then just out of nowhere, it just got really, really sad. And I literally was fighting back tears at the end of this episode.
I did cry a bit at home. And I just watched it an hour before because I didn't want to be late with traffic tonight. But I did tear up a bit. And there's a lot of reasons why that did happen. And, I hope we're not spoiling this for anyone, but this is an after show, so we recap everything that happened. Yeah. So if you're joining in, we assume you've seen everything. So Frankie did get shot and he died. But before we get into that, because I want to talk about that later, let's start off with some of the, I don't want to say less important, but just kind of like the lighter stuff that happened tonight. Yeah. So Alston finally, raided some real prostitution happening with the help of Jennifer, who he actually likes.
Yeah.
So they finally had sex. She likes that.
Yeah.
And so they're dating and they're together, but finally he lands one in person. The guy was handing over the cash to the prostitute and the cops come out. So finally I feel like things are moving along. Do you feel like now they're kind of relieved now? Things are going into a positive direction?
If they are, I don't think they should be because it was just one person.
Yeah.
They still have so much more to go, so many more people to catch. But, I feel kind of indifferent about it because it's like, I want the cop to win because he's been trying to do this for 3 seasons now. But at the same time, they're just out there trying to make money. They're doing what they got to do. Yeah. I don't want them to be caught up and, have to go to jail when they're just trying to survive.
So you're protecting these women.
Kind of. It's like I said, I'm indifferent because... Yeah. They could be doing better things, but sometimes that's people's last resort. It's either do that or not eat, Wow. And I think instead of throwing them in jail, they need to do better things helping them get a job,
like therapy, and social work,
helping
and all
them
that.
Find something on the other side, kind of like how the past prostitutes have that support group to kind of help them overcome, but you're just catching them now just to lock them up. They're just trying to do what they got to do to survive, in my opinion.
And that's what Jack Maple said a few episodes back, that we actually don't want to just catch them and throw them in jail. We want to go back. Who are you? Why are you doing this? Let's take it back to your roots and all of that. And if I heard correctly, I think this is the 6th person that they caught. Because they were celebrating, I think, in the office. They were having drinks and stuff. And finally, they were kind of relieved that, finally Alston is happy and Reed is happy and all of that. But I'm happy for Alston because I feel like he found something really cool with Jennifer too, and I think Jennifer likes him as well.
Yeah.
It's sad and unfortunate for the women because you're right, that's the only way that they're making money now. But do we have anyone in the chat commenting or anything?
Yeah, we do. We have Mario who said R.I.P. Frankie with the sad face.
I know.
We have our girl Cornelia who always holds it down in the live
Cornelia.
chat. And we have Michael Lee who said Joe Galo real mobster was killed on his B-Day too. So maybe that was something in regards to the writing where they wanted to have it happen on his birthday.
Oh wow! So it is a true story then.
Well, I don't know if that's who Vincent was supposed to be. Well, Frankie was supposed to be. After, but you know, he was a mobster Italian, and it's just kind of a coincidence that they both died on their birthday.
Oh my gosh, that's deep. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so thanks for that, Michael. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and we're also missing our number one, you know, contributor on Twitter, Mo. We love you. He always answers our questions. Yes. And I feel like you secretly work for the Deuce. I'm joking.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was like you said, a PA, a writer.
You know so much, and it's so refreshing. And I wish you were here locally. I feel like you might be in East Coast, but you just support us so much. And, you know, you define all the terms that I don't know. You're awesome. So before we continue and talk about the other stuff, I know you have some news to share about AfterBuzz TV.
Yes, I do. So first, before anything, we just want to say thank you for watching us and making us the ESPN of TV Talk. We love watching this show with you and talking about it with you. We don't want to just talk to each other or to ourselves.
I know.
We want to talk to you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're listening on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating. And no matter what show it is, no matter what day, no matter what time, it doesn't have to be the Deuce. It can be another AfterBuzz show. Just please continue to support us and watch us because we can't do it without you.
Amen to that. And I always say this: we are a buffet of TV shows. We cater to everyone's needs. Whatever you like, subscribe, comment, Spotify, YouTube, all of that, podcast, iTunes. We love you so much. And a special shout out to Maria Menounos and her hubby Kevin Undergaro for building this platform for people like us who come here, we thrive, we practice, you know, everything that we do. We owe you guys, and we love you guys so much. Okay, so let's talk about Lori. Lori is obviously still doing coke, and she's dabbling with some guitar lessons, which I like. It's like, finally, I love her so much as a woman and as a character, really trying to leave this life behind. But so her boyfriend, which is the worst influence, he plays he's a great actor because he really makes me hate him. And so they fly to New York for an audition, and it turns out she didn't do well during that audition because, first of all, she had to play a role of a woman that she is in real life, and she didn't know that. She didn't know that she was like a starving woman or like prostitute that had to do all that to take home the money. And she's very, very, upset, and she feels like she can't do anything else. You think this is the end for her? You think she's gonna go back to porn again, or is she gonna continue kind of striving?
I don't know. I mean, I think even with the singing and with her going to this audition, she just wants to feel like she's not just a fuck, for lack of a better term.
Amen, girl.
Because we saw in this episode when she, her and Vincent were about to have their moment.
Oh my God,
he made her feel like a whore, on top of her already calling herself a whore, on top of feeling like she isn't talented outside of being just doing sex.
Right.
So I think her doing the audition and her trying to learn how to play the guitar, she just wants to feel like she can do something else. And when she didn't make the audition, and when she didn't really get a lot of praise for the song that she did at the end, she was like, well, maybe I don't know how to do anything else. So I don't want her to fall back into prostitution or porn, but at the same time, I think she's at a place where she just doesn't feel like she has anything else.
She said something during her convo with Vince and said, I'm still a whore, but I just got famous for it. Oh my gosh, the writing is just so good in the show. But that kind of hurt me so much because, Vincent talks a lot about how some of the best people I know in this world are whores. And because we have to talk about Melissa leaving too, by the way, finally leaving this whole industry. But Vincent gets in the mood. They both got really in the moment. He sends everyone out. He's like, I'm getting tonight. Finally. By the way, you know what's funny? Here's the thing. I always imagined them having sex.
Really?
Always. Even season 2, I wanted Lori and Vince to hook up. They're just so sexy. And finally comes to the moment, and he takes out the condom, and she was really offended. But here's the thing. She should have just done it. You know why? Because he's protecting himself. There's an HIV scare going on. Am I wrong to think that he was just protecting himself?
No, because for us, there's no emotion or no insecurity that comes with it. To us, it's smart. Okay, there's AIDS going around. Right. People don't really know what the cause is and what it is, and it's a real thing. And so for him, it's just protecting himself. Right. But for her, it just shed a light on something she was already insecure about. She already feels like a whore. He was starting to make her feel better. He told her that she wasn't a whore. She started to feel like, because I feel like everybody else around her makes her feel like a whore. Right. Her boyfriend / talent manager, her agent, all of that. And I think she was finally feeling a level of comfort with Vincent. And then for him to do that, it's like, dang, even you think I'm a whore. Like, what is wrong with me?
Especially because it was oral sex. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like, really? You're going to put protection on that? Mm-hmm. You know, which is a bit extreme, I guess. But
but what got me is the fact that she was still going to have sex with him if he didn't use the condom.
Right.
Which, because when it happened the first time, I thought that it was more about the principle for her, the fact that he thought that he had to, that she was more upset about. But it seemed like she just didn't want to use the condom. So it's like, okay, what point are you trying to make here?
Yeah, that was kind of reckless for me too. It's like, Lori, like, you're coming back to New York. There's this huge outbreak of of HIV and AIDS. Be a little cautious. Don't be that naive. Don't be stupid. Protect yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that Vincent did that, because who knows? Yeah, because I feel like Lori has, done her
I'm not
part.
going to lie. When they were getting ready to do it, I was like, oh my gosh, he's just out here having sex with somebody who has sex with, I don't want to make her call her a whore.
Yeah.
But let's call it spade a spade. Like, you're a prostitute, and now you work in the porn industry, and they aren't they're not allowed to wear protection.
I know.
So I don't blame him, but if that's the case, then why do anything with her at all?
And now she kind of demands that people use condoms with her when they do anal and all of that. But a few years ago, when she was back there with Cece, she was doing a lot of things raw, and who knows what happened at that time.
Probably like 90% of her sex stuff has been raw.
Absolutely. And you know what? Unfortunately, some diseases are silent. Some diseases have no side effects or no symptoms. Yeah. HIV, unfortunately, takes months sometimes to develop, so you can kind of like spread it and not know. Again, please check Planned Parenthood if you guys have any issues or if you want to get like real facts or anything. I'm not a doctor, nor is Alexis. It's just opinions.
Yeah, but you know what, it's like, I know people who get really offended by people asking them to get tested or asking them to use a condom, and they're just regular people. They're not prostitutes or sex workers. It's just offensive for somebody to think, oh, she could possibly have something. So it's funny that her, as a sex worker, she still thinks with that mentality.
Yeah, and I think Vince was just horny because he went home and his girl was going down with another girl. So Abby, girl, she doesn't know what she wants. She's just all over the place. Now, I know she was really attracted to Perla. Wait, no, I have her name down. Do not.
Pilar.
Yeah, Pilar. Perla. I think Pilar is a lingerie line. Or La Perla. Pilar, they were at it. That was a sexy scene. Oh my God. That was nice. Vito, check that out.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
But, so they were going at it, and really nicely shot, and then Vince walks in, and it's so funny. He wants in.
Of course.
Like, he didn't even, like, he first said, I need to crash on the couch, and then he said, you know what, if anything, I'm a giver. Like, it was so funny.
I would have been shocked if he didn't do that. What guy wouldn't do that? Your girlfriend is literally having a sex with another girl in your bed. Why not try?
Were they using any toys, or was it just fingers?
I don't know.
Did you see that deep?
I didn't, but I also wasn't looking.
Well, Mo, that's your homework, Mo. You gotta let us know.
Oh my
gosh.
There any
toys involved?
Please don't have him with a magnifying glass on the TV during that sex scene.
Oh my God. But yeah, that was an epic scene for me, and it just shows that I think, and a few days after the incident happened with Lori, and I think he was just so hyped up, and he was sexually frustrated because his girl is not giving it to him, and damn. But okay, let's move on to Candy, Eileen. There's other stuff I want to talk about too, like Paul and stuff. Yeah. But so I'm hurt for Eileen. Eileen's trying to make this progress in her life. She wants to write this movie, a documentary about these women, and one of the bartenders, that she's part of the anti-porn movement, asks her to go to a meeting, and so does Abby. She gets shitted on. So this anti-porn, community worker, and I wrote down her name somewhere. Okay, it's right here somewhere. Where are
like
you?
Andrea,
you know what? I have it in my phone. I know we're not supposed to have our phones out. I'm sorry, but it's right here because I need her name. Okay, Andrea Darquin. Okay, whatever. Do not judge me. So she is someone who is really against Candy and her film and all of that, and I just felt so bad for her because she did say, look, not everyone ends up like you as a director making money. A lot of these prostitutes end up dead.
Oh yeah, points were made.
Of course,
she read Candy for filth, and everything that she said was true, but at the same time, like, don't take it out on Candy. I mean, but I also didn't understand why she was there in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, I know Abby asked her to come, but I didn't understand why she asked her to come because she knew how she felt about the porn industry.
Because they're feminists, and Candy, or now Eileen, is a feminist, and they can just bond and talk about that as in, you know what, you're filming women about women. You're filming women having sex.
Yeah,
and I can control.
And I guess Candy kind of portrays herself as a feminist too, but she expresses it differently. She expresses it through the types of porn she does. But to them, porn is porn, no matter how artistic you try to make it, or if you have the woman coming before the man, or whatever it is. Yeah. So I guess maybe Abby was trying to make it seem like, okay, we all have the same mindset about women, but we just show it in different ways. But either way, they read her for filth, and I didn't feel bad for her, though, because I know she's really strong. And like she said, I probably needed to hear that. And then she went on about her day.
And have you noticed how Harvey is completely out of the picture? Like, Harvey is out. Mm-hmm. And
it's so crazy to me how they just get rid of people on this show.
Yeah.
That's it. Goodbye. You never hear about him or see him again.
So we don't know about Shay still. Clearly, Shay passed away.
Yeah.
Shay was gone too soon. At least give the girl a normal burial or something.
But you know what? Somebody commented on one of our older videos, and they were like, I think it's just a testament and just showing how in big cities with so much going on, things just happen and just flies by. On to the next thing. No time to really harp on it.
So scary. And as far as Eileen's boyfriend Hank, I think he's being just a bit annoyed by her, because if you see the sneak peek of next week's episode, did you see how Eileen was in this black dress and she was waiting for someone? I feel like Hank is gonna break up with her. It's just too much.
Why do you think that?
I don't know. For some reason I feel like you know what? He wants her to go to Bermuda with him. She's not going. Like, she's all about the movie and all about this film. But it's like, you know, give me some attention. So I'm still babysitting that idea of them together.
I mean, I feel like they're really happy. You know, I wasn't like pro Hank in the beginning. I still think he's up to something shady. But it doesn't seem to me anyway
you think
that.
So you think that's strong enough?
Yeah, I feel like he's just bringing up this movie a lot, and it just makes me wonder if he's being supportive, or if he's just trying to get in on the cash.
It's so cute how he's going to, you know, the theater with her and watching those awful plays. No offense, I don't know what that was.
It was really interesting though, like the nude. What was it? Hamlet.
It was very interesting. Maybe not for me, but to each its own.
Yeah.
So okay. Paul and Paul's boo is obviously dying. Was it smart for him to take him on the bed and have sex?
I mean, they've been doing it already.
It's just crazy to me. The guy is so weak. His body is all broken out with those legions and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're just trying to seize the moment because they don't know how much longer they're going to have together. It's just enjoying each other to me.
I guess. Okay, so let's move on to Rudy, Frankie, the whorehouse, and how Black Mikey got, you know, in trouble because one of the guys died. So we don't know. Okay, first of all, if we have any people in the chat that can clear up, what the hell did he do with that straw? So he got a knife, he poked it in his neck to probably create circulation and air. He got a straw, he put the straw inside.
It was like a pen or something.
A pen, and he was blowing air. So that's what you do, I guess, to like revive someone.
I guess, because I think he was like allergic to the lobster or something.
Oh my God.
So it was probably, I don't know. I don't know. Let's Google it.
Yeah.
Yeah, please Google that. What do you even Google? Cutting.
Just say the sticking of a pen in your throat.
Blowing in it.
Yeah, because I think if he had a few more seconds, the guy would have probably just popped up alive, you know? But
I don't even see anything.
No, Black Mike was late on it. He was late on everything. He fell asleep when the girls were beeping him.
Mm-hmm.
He fell asleep in the car, and Bobby and Frankie were having breakfast the next day, like everything was okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Frankie having his last meal.
I should have known that something was about to happen because everything was just too happy. They were enjoying a lovely meal. They had a birthday party. Like nothing other than the guy dying from the lobster, and we don't even know him. It was like, oh, they're in a good place. So I should have known. I should have known.
The waffles were so good.
It looked so good. I was like, I want some chicken and waffles now.
So good.
Head to Roscoe's after this.
Roscoe's.
We're going to Roscoe's. Meet us at Roscoe's.
Meet us there. Yeah, that was hard to watch. And let's kind of fast forward to the club scene where they're celebrating the birthday of Vince and Frankie, mm-hmm. and he had an issue with that Italian guy. Well, actually, I have his name here. So, his name is, it says he's shot by Gambino, or someone from Gambino's team, because something about the coke wasn't right, and Frankie wasn't happy with the drugs he sold him. And
mm-hmm.
you know what? I'm not surprised. That's the ending of drug dealers like that. So he wrapped it up for the night. He goes home, boom, 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 shoots him. Frankie didn't even notice he was shot. Mm-hmm. Until he got inside.
That adrenaline, he just had to get away from him. And then as soon as he got inside, he just fell.
It's so crazy how mm-hmm. he didn't even notice it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God. It was perfect because I'm like, oh my God, yay, Mikey's there.
Mm-hmm.
He'll help him.
Yeah.
And you know what? The ambulance wasn't even called fast enough. Did you notice that?
I mean, it seemed like he died pretty quickly. That even if they did call the ambulance, I don't think they would have made it in enough time.
And he said this. He said something like 2 men in base, one's out.
Mm-hmm.
And then Vince didn't understand him. And when you watch the inside of the episode, I always do with David, Simon, and George. I mm-hmm. love those stuff. And mm-hmm. he said that apparently this is a true story. And they had met the real life Vincent in real life.
Mm-hmm.
And they hadn't had a chance to meet Frankie because Frankie died just like that in real life in the club. But...
And Vincent and Frankie were twins too.
Yeah, but they played with the time. So David Simon said that Frankie actually ended up dying years later, and I wish they did that just for us because mm-hmm. we love James Franco in
mm-hmm.
this role.
Yeah.
So, but for the show purpose, they made him like dead at that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We said though we were like it's the last season, they can just have people die and drop off, and
Yeah, and before we get into our special segment and stuff, Frankie's wife is going to be so upset.
Yeah.
Because they had a small child and all
mm-hmm.
of that. And then Vince's ex-wife was dancing with Abby.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to lead to some sort of like threesome or something.
Yeah. And then the next week's preview shows Ruby is mad and
mm-hmm.
wants to go after the killer. But
mm-hmm.
everyone knows Ruby's in on it because Ruby wanted a cut from Frankie and Frankie wasn't giving it.
I didn't even think about that.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's like predictions.
Yeah.
And then Melissa went back home.
Mm-hmm.
Melissa's dad came and took her home.
I was surprised by that.
Yeah.
I would like to know. I always want to know on this show what is like the time frame between each episode,
right?
Because they just reconnected, and it couldn't have been that long. Where now she feels comfortable just leaving town with him,
or he probably said, "I'll take care of your rent. I have mm-hmm. money. Come, what are you doing? Get cleaned up."
Because I know for me, I wouldn't trust him that easy. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know how much time was supposed to be between each episode, or if it was just enough for her by him being there. But I know if it were me, I don't think I could just leave and go off with somebody like that.
And I love how Mikey said they never go home.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's probably going to be some kind of stray. Like, she's going to go there. She's mm-hmm. going to want some kind of adventure, or I don't even know what she's going to do. But, okay, I think that's enough because we
this was a lot on this episode.
There's still a lot we could talk about. But okay, so the special segment for today is porn film history, which is exciting. And we're just gonna give you information about one of the a few of the popular porn flicks in the 70s and 80s, starting with Deep Throat, which is a very, very popular one. And
I love the name.
Yeah, I know, right? And it was made in 1972, which was kind of known as the golden age of porn. And it was written and directed by Jerry Gerard, who is actually, his last name is Demonio, if I'm saying it right, but his stage name was Jerry Gerard. And it stars Linda Lovelace, who was a porn actress, later actually turned into be a anti-porn movement leader, which is so crazy, right? Anyway, so Deep Throat is one of the first films to feature a plot, character development, and very high production value, and it earned its mainstream name as porno chic, and a lot of films were made after that using that as an example, but it was of course banned in a lot of areas. And to give some of the plot, basically it's about a sexually frustrated woman, Linda Lovelace, who is not having an orgasm, so her friend suggests that she goes to a psychiatrist, Dr. Young, and the doctor basically says, look, your clitoris is located in your throat. And you gotta develop your oral sex skills to have orgasms. So the infatuated...
This was the plot. A doctor didn't really tell her.
Yeah, that's the plot. And then the infatuated Linda asks him to marry her. He informs her that she can settle for a job as his therapist, performing her particularly oral techniques, therefore known as deep throat, to all of the patients to try to find her little hubby. And the doctor is exploiting her while having sex with his nurse. Finally, Linda finds a man to marry her, and the movie ends with the line, "The end, and deep throat to you all." I know, it's funny. I know, deep throat to you all. And a fun fact, you guys, the budget was $47,500. It's known to make $600 million. And claimed to make $600 million, but it was confirmed to make $30 to $50 million.
Okay, let's play a clip. No, I'm just kidding.
Right? Like, seriously, man. So that's Deep Throat for you. Some of its history and
porn history from Professor Louisa.
I know, right? Thank you. Gosh, I have to like be a sex therapist now. And, of course, be certified.
Yes.
Okay, so now you're gonna share some news and gossip.
Yes, I do. It's more so gossip than news, but it involves our beloved Maggie Gyllenhaal, who plays Candy. As you all know, she played Rachel Dawes in The Dark Knight, the Batman film. Probably one of my probably the best one to me.
It made billions.
Of the Batman films. Yeah. Shout out to Heath Ledger, rest in peace. Oh, man. Because he did his thing in that role, and so did she.
Yeah, I forgot she was in it, by the way.
Yeah, I did too. But they asked her what she thought about Robert Pattinson is going to be the new Batman in the next Batman film. And they asked her what she thought about that, and she said, "I really like him. I think he's a really good actor. I really do. I think he's a super compelling actor. I don't know. I just think that's going to be great." That's what she said. So she gave her stamp of approval, which is great. It's good to have, a stamp of approval on movies from past cast members, especially from one like The Dark Knight that was so popular and so big. So now that Maggie's giving it her stamp, I think I'm definitely gonna go see it now.
I mean, with Edward, I'm still stuck on him in Twilight. It's hard for me to kind of see him do something else.
Yeah, I felt the same way when I heard that he was gonna be the new Batman, but I think this is gonna be a really big thing for him to show his acting chops,
his range.
Yeah, and Maggie's an amazing actress, so she thinks that he can do it. Then
and until this day, Maggie is so proud of her work for the Deuce. I wish she was nominated for an Emmy or something. Maybe next year, we'll see.
Maybe
it'll be wrapped by then, but she deserves something. So does David Simon and George and all of that. Okay, now it's time for some predictions before we wrap for the night.
Oh my gosh.
What do you have to say? I mean, things are serious.
Yeah, I am just super heartbroken, and
I am too.
And I say all the time on this show that they just kind of gloss over deaths and don't really bring it up again, but I don't see that happening with this death. Just because Frankie was just such a big part of this world and this circle. So I think we're really just going to see people trying to recover from this. I think this is really going to mess Vincent up. But what I really think is, I think at the beginning, we kind of thought that he was the reason why they were doing this open relationship and that it was something that Abby didn't want to do. But now I'm starting to get the feeling that it's something that she wants to do and he feels the way. So maybe this death of Vincent will make him feel like, you know,
family, love.
Yeah, like we need to stop playing games. I don't want to keep sharing you. Like, let's make this a real thing.
I will, to add to that, I think they're going to break up. I think Vincent's going to go back to his ex-wife.
Why?
You know, Abby's too much to handle now. She's so young, and she needs to figure shit out.
I don't know.
No, Vincent has too much history with the ex-wife. I feel like they're gonna break up. They're gonna get together, and he's gonna want home and family, and like it's hard losing your twin brother. And the next episode, we saw that people are mourning him, and then they want to go after the killer. We all know who the killer is. And yeah, I just think a lot of things are going to move forward quick. And I just have this really weird feeling about Hank and Eileen. I feel like we're going to lose Paul and his boyfriend. I think that's going to be different. But yeah, about Frank, I want some closure. We know what happened. Maybe he's not dead yet. Maybe you know, we're gonna see him in the hospital for a few times, but no, he's dead.
Yeah. But I mean, we're halfway through the season.
We're halfway through the season.
4 more episodes.
Yeah. Well, fun fact: this episode, James Franco directed. He said, when I found out Frankie was gonna die, I requested to direct it.
So he
directed his own death.
Yeah, he directed his own death, and he directed himself mourning his own death.
He's so
what
talented.
A genius!
He's so talented.
He's
I know.
great.
Oh my, so beautiful, man.
Yeah, that darn James Franco.
Yeah, damn. Okay, so 4 episodes left. I'm so excited. Until then, this is going to be a wrap for tonight. Where can we find you on social media?
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at I am Lexi Fierce. That is IAM LEXIFIERCE. And if you write me, I'll write you back. Let's talk about the show. Let's talk about AfterBuzz. Let's talk about it all.
Slide into her DM.
Oh, don't do that. I'm just kidding.
Okay, and show me some love. Follow me on Instagram at Louisa Sharamatian and on Twitter at Lou Sharamatian. Shout out to you all. We love you, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.